Hello gamers, hello noobs. Welcome to the first game of day 6. I'm happy to feature a guest for the second time. He has won every tournament game he played so far this tourney, keeping it 100% win ratio. If you want to see how good he is, I recommend you to watch game 23. You come at the king, you best not miss. Armthur.
Hello everyone. Hey Pat, how are you?
Hello. So we are in the game 28, right? It's a duo.
28.
It's 27. It's game 27. So let's go over the players. 1.1 is Rose. Then we have Voa, Muchacha, Scorcha, Mick, and Sachin.
Yeah, let me. Um, how do you pronounce that muchacha?
Muchacha? I have no idea. That's a very good question.
I just read all the words, like the full word, all
Maybe
the letters.
maybe you would prefer it to be like BMU, but whatever.
I
One
read it like Bumusia 3.
Muchacha. Muchacha. 1.2 is interesting.
In fact, Fico used to call him muchacha. So
1.1 is on picking Hammer and a meme pick. I'm not a fan of 1.1s like this, but sure. Then we have 1.2 of picking with 1.4 Hammer.
yo, is
With
there
this
any
draw.
way to like get a better quality on the stream?
Oh, I'm not sure if I can change that.
Okay, no,
Unfortunately.
don't worry. This is fine.
Glorious is this 1.3 is kinda contrasting Mick.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, yeah.
And then we see Va and Glorious. Yeah, so we just unpick Sachin here.
Well, no, I don't think
Uh,
1.3 is confirm raising make because left hand side plus Sachin can beat him with them once.
oh yes, you're correct.
Yeah, 1.3 is basically telling Glorious that every M1 is correct by now.
So we see
I don't know.
Muchacha picked.
I let's
Hmm.
not read into it.
Let's not read into it. What does Sachin pick here? Does he accuse? Does he see top as possible team? This is the question, to be frank.
Oh,
He accuses in this way. This is a very popular form of accuse that I've noticed people like to pick, and I can see why. It gives them a chance to be involved in them too. But it never works, to be frank. Every single time I've seen someone accused like this, they were never involved in 2.5. It was the other person. I mean, it was you that was picked by Baumfuzzle 2.5 when Tom was accusing like this. You know, your the first game you played.
do you know that if we look at the spectators, we can find out who the coaches are?
It's gonna be Maxi from Team One, and Maxi's coaching. He's coaching Rose. Voa is from team number.
Was coach is Bassam.
Voa's coach is from Team Five. He's being coached by Bassam. Then we have Muchacha. Muchacha is from team number 6 from Pingu's team, and he's being coached by. I have no idea. Best coach is maybe
Yeah.
their coach team. This is a little bit slow. We add them one. We add them one. No info claimed. Borja. Borja just woke up for this game. He was like, "Oh, it's 6 a.m." and I just woke up for the game. Let's go. I feel like he's being coached by Tom. To that. Oh dear. Are we gonna see M2? After M2, 3.2. And we are in for a game. 2.5 fails. So we won't see any, Danish shenanigans. I prefer games where M2 fails. Like in terms of commentating quality. Because usually
Yeah,
if
me too.
M2 flows, then M3 is like whatever. People don't know whether it's
Yeah,
clean or not. But they just fuck around.
M3 is usually interesting if M2 fails.
Nick, why didn't you pick me when you said you liked me? Oh, well, that's an interesting chat given that both Glorious are, and I mean, Glorious is off M2. Mick Instapix after talking with Rose. I can see removing Scorcha. And solo
Oh god. Mick is looking really bad this game.
seems like it. I'm just thinking, how is this solo approved? Is it
I mean,
because of 2.1?
M-
Probably.
Mick obviously just loves BMO because he doesn't have a clear pick on 1.5 and he unpicks BMO, muchacha. And once more overriding 2.1 to pick him.
So this is a team you mentioned, the one where Mick is not Ras. It's very cool that it's being picked after Mick solo approves the team. But if this passes and fails, I'm not sure. We just probably rest Rose. I wouldn't be sure what to
I'll be
do.
right back.
And Voa's holding pick. He wasn't on 3.1. What does he think right now? I could expect him to approve. But he rejects. He solo rejects. Voa. Oh, Voa. What is your role? Does he like Rose? Rose was talking to Mick. It can be like whatever, Chad, because I know that Rose would just talk to anyone.
Ozro might be just spy with Mick.
I with Mick. And you think he would solo reject a team that would give Mick Hammer?
Well, knowing his coach, I don't think so. But I see it, kind of.
It could be a possibility, yeah. But this 3.2 is rejected. I'm just thinking why. Who does he have as Raz? Mick? Because just from logic, Glorious is talking to Mick. Like, that would make Mick look more Raz. We also didn't comment on Voa's chat. Like, after 2.5 fails, Voa goes, BMU, do you like me right now? Or do you love me? And BMU doesn't reply. Voa is looking kinda Raz.
I think Owa should like Glorious with that reject.
Oh dear Voa.
Because, like, Mick had a clear pick that was anti Scorcho and Sachin, and he didn't pick it. He just preferred to leave Owa off.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when Owa is rejecting this, then he probably just likes Rose, unless it's Merlin on a team that has Mick as, Res.
You know what's interesting is that Rose is picking a team that you mentioned again.
Yeah, and what shouldn't we like make this game if he is in non-Merlin role with
Hmm.
Mikrez?
So, let's see. Expect this to be rejected. I don't think it passes. Wow would be confessed after 3.2 solo reg, and solo regging the team that would give his co-spy, potential co-spy a hammer. And it's big rejected. It's big rejected. So always when you see two approves, you have this thought in your head, maybe it's just solo uppers, you know? Anti-uppers. We always see square that is.
I wish they was talking more. I wish they were talking more.
And square was
Like,
picked. So far we are being able to predict every single in free pick, which is funny. Well, besides 3.1. Glorious is accusing M1s, but she's accusing M1s without getting info, because 3.3 is pick rejecting from her, so she's not getting info. She knew that it was bad, if it was bad. And square is also pick rejected. Oh dear. Anti-Scorch and Glorious. Well, you know, funnily enough, I can see that. I think that anti-uppers of 3.4 is better than anti-uppers of 3.3.
I don't know why Mick didn't pick the entire scorch of Sachin. And now he rejects a square.
No. Autumn
So
is
what's the
picked?
reason? Does he think that he looks better if square gets rejected by him?
Oh
Maybe
dear.
that was the reason.
Alright. I guess we have clean slumped. This was unexpected. I didn't see. Well, good chat. Some coach dart to float them free, huh? LeMayo. I didn't see bottom being clean, to be frank. Wow.
Well,
Maybe
I did see
shift
that.
moves.
I did see that. Um, I was gonna say that Sachin is rejecting the square because he looks bad for 3.1 app. He is Morgana, yeah. 3.1 isn't a very good pick.
No, I can agree with that. He should be picking like anti-scorch and such, and like you mentioned, would definitely be better. Especially because Muchacha's talking to Voa and Rose is talking to Mick. You can just
I think
slap that and get away.
I think it's Sachin to Bimu.
Imagine to Beam. Well, let's see M3 if that's the case. Yes, he would reject 3.1. And but he doesn't on Percy at all. I wonder if that's how he plays. He's just like murdering Muchacha as Percival to him. What about Rose? Can she be Percival? Percival to Voa?
No, I don't think it
Okay.
was Merlin. I don't think it was Merlin. I think it's just Sachin to Bimu. Or Bimu to Sachin.
So you think Sachin is a PR for... He would do 3.2? 3.2 is a very viable pick. That would give Spice 2 hammers if passed.
Well, he did 2.1, right?
Yeah.
He didn't like him one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the rejects just sound purish. Like, let me
I wonder about the
let me see
solo
what's on
wedge.
3.3.
3.3. So 3.3 is Rose and Scorch are rejecting. 3.3 is anti-Voa and Mick.
Yeah, well, I think Boom was Merlin for apping 3.3.
For apping 3.3. That's interesting. Sachin only accuser of him one. So who are the spies considering right now? Sachin to Boa. So it's Strom coaching Mick and Thomas coaching Fortune. I find the bottom pick very interesting. If it wouldn't be Sachin to Muchacha, who do you think is the other Merlin?
If not that, then um, if that's not the combo, then War is probably Merlin. But no one liked 3.1. Percy rejected that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good
Um,
point. Good point.
yeah. I also see Bimu to War because 3.3 app is just.
We'll see.
I mean, I mentioned 3.3, but I don't think his role would. He's a role this game, in my opinion. Bimu is a role. He's
Mm,
probably just Percival or Merlin. So knowing that he's Percival or Merlin, he sees that 2.1 happens and 3.2 happens from Sachin. So if Bloom is Percival to Sachin, then he would probably just reject 3.3 because War is looking very good for rejecting 3.2. I think Bumu would play like that.
yeah,
He would
same.
reject 3.3. So the reason he probably just upped that is either he's Merlin or he wants to on Percy to War.
That makes actually that makes a lot of sense.
I don't think Glorious is ever shot this game. Well, she claimed that M1s are bad,
You did.
but let me see how she can do that as VT.
So he says that M1s are bad after 3.3 is being pick rejected by her. Yeah, let's see at some possible teams with good M1s from Glorious POV. Only info she has is 3.1. She's being left off 3.2. She should be liking Voa after 3.2. So she's on picking Meg. Muchacha is off picking her with Sachin. And
One thing
Scorcha,
Glorious did was killing anti Sachin Scorcha.
I think she could be accusing M1s because she likes Voa for solo raging 3.2. Doesn't think it's Voa and Meg, and 1.4 was picked.
Yeah, well, I mean, she can accuse him once, right? But she killed anti Scorcha Sachin. And I don't know who her coach is, but she
Her
can
coach
do
is
that
Maxi.
probably after 3.1 happens. Like 3.1 just if anti Scorcha Sachin is ever clean, then Mick has the freest pick to make on 3.1. And 3.1 is kind of like suicide if Mick is Berlin. So Bimu Percival to War would probably just reject that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, yeah, I think it's Sachin to Bimu or Bimu to War. I don't know which one yet, but I would probably just guess Sachin to Bimu because of 3.1 reject by Sachin.
All right, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I like that combo the most right now because Muchacha to Voa is a little bit more barbaric, medieval, but it doesn't have this sophistication that Sachin to Muchacha has with 52 point, or maybe I'm missing some. I think I can call bottom to both VTs 3.1 getting 0 ups. Oh dear, glorious. Yeah, so Scorch and Tom realized what you just said, that Voa being Merlin is very strange when 3.1 is solo approved.
I don't know about the VTs, but I think Muchacha is always PR, and if it was Merlin, then Muchacha is like Percival, and 3.1 is just suicide by Mick. It's kind of
Mm,
suicide. Like, he's hard raising Bimu, killing the obvious possible team, Scorcha, anti-Scorcha Sachin. So Mick is just hard claiming PR.
mm-hmm.
I would morgue, I would morgue Mick for that if I'm Percival to war.
Okay, that's. I wonder if Muchacha
But also,
shares this dream.
it can also be Muchacha to Sachin. I didn't really eliminate that.
Muchacha to Sachin. Yeah, let's look at that. So he picks 3.2, and 3.2 is 2.1. Is adding Voa to his 2.1. And if it passes, then both spies get hammer. I feel like he's picking a very viable team. That would be huge risk if fails.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge risk if that fails because Morgana gets hammer.
And
So Sachin to Bimu is like, I don't know, like it could be zigzag, right? 1.1 is a bad pick, is a wrong pick, and 1.3 happened.
mm-hmm.
Sachin to Bimu wouldn't really eliminate zigzag, would he? I mean, he had zigzag, but he chose a team in
Mm-hmm.
the two possible teams he had, and he didn't even think about bottom. Like Bimu has three possible teams, and he just chose one to give Morgana Hammer. I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
If Sachin is Percival to Bimu, he's first of all killing Bimu all game. 2.1, 3.1 reject, 3.2, and then just picking a team, like randomly just choosing one of the three possible teams. Whose team is Sachin on, by the way?
Sachin is in team number. Let me see on the spreadsheet. Not from team. He's from team 4, the Nobodies, Stern's team. He's being coached by Wolfie.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think Sachin is Merlin now.
Sachin is Merlin now. Oh dear. Well, the one thing that I can agree on is that Sachin is butchering
Yeah,
Muchacha whole game.
I don't think Bimu is Merlin anymore. Like it's Imbo Sachin for me. I really don't think Wolf would murder Bimu like this.
Okay, if it's Vola, if it's Sachin to Vola and picks 3.2, does that because of 1.2, then this would be two possible teams. Use who isn't left. Oh, I see. So Sachin can pick left hand side and himself because he might be thinking that Glorious is unpicking his Morgana. To like set up a salvage win ratio of 1.1.
Yeah, but I mean, Sachin is making a big risk. Like 3.2 is
Very,
probably
very
just
risky.
not rejectable by VT. So if it's there, then Merlin is gonna solo rage. And if it fails, then there is a chance that two spires get hammer.
Yeah,
Like I think if
it's.
Sachin is Percival to Bimu, then he knows that Bimu's Merlin in this game.
Mm-hmm,
So why is he like killing him like this? 2.1, 3.2,
mm-hmm.
3.3, I don't know.
Sergeant Duval is something that I'm very curious about.
It's Bimu to Sachin, in my opinion. What was the
Bimus.
password? I wanna go and guess Merlin now.
You can DM the Tourney bot if you want the points. But the
Okay.
password was. I can send you the password. Just give me a. Was this? Oh dear, Sachin taking a huge risk. Are you
Yeah,
Merlin
Sachin is Merlin. Sachin
Vault?
is Merlin, in my opinion.
I do think Muchacha is PR. Is it for rejecting 3.1? Or is it for slamming clean? Boa to Sach. Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. To be frank, it's actually possible. Now, how does he reject 3.2? How do you reject 3.2, Voila? I might be GMing Voa here. Like, how does he reject 3.2? Then who's Percival? Who is the Percival?
Yeah, I think it's war to Sachin now for rejecting 3.2. Like,
But how does he reject 3.2 as Percival to Sachin?
he might think that he's not slamming clean or something.
After Meg is pretty much out its spy, because he's solo lapping, it makes Meg look very, very bad. And then Sachin picks a team that's possible to Voa with him once. And then you have also this 1.1 that could be, a spy on picking his co-spy. Voa thinking it's not clean would be very interesting. Oh dear. Sachin to Voa. Sachin to Voa. I want to consider that possibility. How do you accuse 2.1 then, Mr. Sachin? And how do you reject 3.1? Oh my god. Yes, we are back to square one. So Sachin to Voa should be upping 3.1, but I feel like we have to assume that something strange happened this game because it just doesn't make sense for both Sachin to reject and for Voa to reject. One of them could be VT, to be frank.
I don't know anymore. In the
It just doesn't feel like Sachin to Voa, and it doesn't feel like Voa to Sachin. Oh dear. Voa
it feels like Bimu to Sachin.
being VT, then Voa did a huge carry on 3.2. Wow. Glorious pick rejecting, so maybe there's something about Rose. Rose to Sachin. See that. Pick regging 3.5. She added. No, I don't like that as well. Oh my. Can Sachin be a VT? Just rejecting 3.1. It's like maybe Rose to Voa or Muchacha to Voa.
I don't know, man. Like Sachin to Bimu is like the obvious combo, but I'm just playing as if Wolf is coaching him, and Sachin to Bimu is like
Yeah,
very bad play from Sachin.
it's a slaughterhouse.
It's just very bad play if Sachin is practical to Bimu.
I feel like this game is
And
unsolved.
I don't think he plays bad in this situation because Mickey's outed Morgana since 1.5.
I feel like this is such a good assassination game because you have two or three things to consider, and they are actually rushing the game. They want to shoot Muchacha now.
I mean, look, Sachin to Bimu has like Mick confirmed Morgana, not for 1.5, but for 3.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3.2 is just giving Rez very low chance if bottom is clean. And
And
he's
then
on Merlin and
2.1?
Sachin. So I think 3.2, 3.2.
Yeah, but then like you also have 2.1 picked from him. It's like he's just outing Percival.
Yeah, so I don't think it's personal.
Yeah, I don't think he's Percy as well, but actually, apparently spies are thinking that Muchacha is Marilyn after all. And he was. But it was Rose to Muchacha.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear. So both Tachin and Voa were actually VTs. Wow. And Rose is picking 1.1.
Yeah, this makes sense now. I didn't think Sachin is possible to Bimu because of how he played. But yeah, Rose to Bimu makes sense. Like, Rose morged Mick, and then he liked War for 3.2 reg. So she
Mm-hmm.
quick rejected 3.3. And then she was the one who claimed Baden once, and she knew that anti-Scorcha Sachin isn't clean.
But
Like,
she
that's that
outscored.
as good on once. Oh, she has the square, okay.
Yeah. It's like, what is going on? Oh dear. Alright, this was a good shot. This was a good shot. Yeah, so thank you for coming here, Arm, to commentate the game with me. And we'll see
Yeah,
you
you're
guys next
welcome.
time.
Thank you.